Leader, generous, giving, visionary, family man.
Teddy bear, sweetheart, generous, kind.
Humor, he's completely real. He's in touch with what we do.
Absolutely phenomenal.
He's just a wonderful man.
Bob is a very caring person, compassionate, respectful to everyone. People really look up to Bob. He's not only, a businessman, but he's also a parent to children with developmental disabilities, so he could see both sides of the coin. And that's what I think really attracts people to him. He's very honest and open, and he's just easy to connect with.
Bob's the kind of guy that he has what you want to bottle, and you just want everybody to drink it. The first time I heard him speak at orientation, I was moved by him and just genuinely appreciated him. I could tell that he was real. And so ever since that first orientation when I was relief, I was a fan of Bob.
I had a disabled child. I needed to place him eventually, and I wouldn't have done it at any other place but Heritage. First moment I placed my son in one of the homes. He used to live in Buffalo back in, '02. I placed my son. That was one of the hardest things. But Marie, she was wonderful. She talked me through the whole thing because 2 of her children lived in one of the first homes, and she helped me through it. And I thank them both for helping me.
Bob is a nice man. Each side of where we live, the house where I live, each side of them.
When he walked in the room, I mean, just the charisma, the fact that he was so straight, so honest, it was so refreshing, and I immediately wanted to work for this man. And I wanted to be part of what he had built. It's just that feeling of compassion and caring, and it really comes from Bob. I think, you can't manufacture a culture like that. It really has to come from someone who does that every day. And that's why this is such a great organization. And that's what I tell people, that, it's a fantastic place to work.
Bob, I think, is one of the most generous CEOs of an agency. I've worked for, I think, 5 other human service agencies before I came to Heritage. And if I knew the CEO's name, he certainly didn't know mine. And Bob is definitely the kind of guy where you could just walk in his office and have a seat and just talk. And he's just a really open guy, and he really cares about the people that work for him. So,
If anyone needs a person to listen and to talk to, when he talks with you, you're the only person on earth. He has been generous to myself and my family when we've gone through some very difficult times, and it has always given the grace and the space and whatever is needed to help me be encouraged to keep plugging and keep going and be the best I can be at Heritage.
I got to know Bob Pieters through the Voices group at Monroe Developmental Center, and also Marie. And they were thinking about establishing residential services at the time. And Bob called me one day and said, Marie, could you come over to our house? We have a small group. We'd just like to sit down with you and talk about how we could go about delivering service in our home community. So I met with Bob and Marie and Jobina and Pete Brunsma, and we just started. They said, this is what we'd like to do. We'd like to start a residential service. We want it to have a Christian focus, and we need help. How do we do that? And I said, well, you've come to the right person. I'll start with you and tell you exactly what to do, but you need to be persistent. Marie and Bob and Jobina and Pete had a little different twist in terms of the kind of service that they wanted. And I thought they were very creative. In some ways, Bob was ahead of his time because he insisted on several things. I can remember it to this day. I can hear his voice. He wanted it to have a religious focus. He wanted the homes to be small. He wanted people to have single bedrooms, and he wanted it in the heart of the community so people could be part of an extended family. And that's where we started. And of course, we had to use the existing funding structure to make that happen, but they were very, very instrumental in establishing some very beautiful residences and seeing many happy faces when they were opened.
When we started, we wanted a Christ-centered organization, and we've had that for the people that we serve, and we've been blessed to be able to have that opportunity. The 4 kids, as we call, that they really are the founders. If it wasn't for them, we would not have started the organization. There was no services for our children that needed 24/7 care as adults. So when we saw there was nothing, we had to go out and do it ourselves. But we had cooperation from many different people, from the state, to be able to give us the 20 steps that we had to go through. We did it, and together, we knew we could always do it. I think what I'm most proud of is the fact that we're able to serve so many people with a developmental disability that are able to live a more enriched life, that we're able to be a part of that with them, together with their natural family. And by doing that, that's really the encouragement. That's what the whole thing is about. It's, as I said, not about one individual. It's about a whole total team, continuity of service as far as we can go.